Pray that you'll just be with us and help us to make good decisions in favor of the parish, dear Lord, and also, dear Lord, take us home safely. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. Follow me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, do we have a president's report?
No, you do not.
No legal counsel today. I have a call for additions and deletions to the agenda. None. Guest or public comments. Do we have anybody who wants to comment for? Yes, sir, come forward.
My name is Jesse Broderick with Summit Credits, here to talk about the industrial tax exemption for International Paper.
Chris Hawkins, International Paper Controller Trainee at the Mansfield Mill.
Just wanted to, the item that's on the agenda, just to let you know that we're here to answer any questions that you may have. The company applied for the property tax exemption for assets placed in service during 2023. The reason that these are so delayed in getting to you is during the application process, there was some objections from the Department of Revenue, some minor payments that had to be cleared up, and it took a while to get those cleared. So it took us a while to get through that process. We went to the Board of Commerce and Industry, who approved the application, and after they approved that application, it's now come to you guys for your consideration. The value of the assets that the exemption is being requested on is $17.9 million, about $18 million worth of assets. They are 2023 assets. The exemption is an 80% exemption for 5 years with the option for a 5-year renewal. And the assets that these consist of are like cold blower, some DCS upgrades, new mill water supply system, and some stators and rewind of turbines 2 and 3. The company has promised to create 3 additional jobs above their baseline at $150,000 in new payroll. Just a point of note, their prior exemption applications that had job commitments for previous years, they have met those job commitments and continue to anticipate continuing to meet those job commitments going forward. Happy to entertain any questions, and is here to answer any questions about the mill or anything local.
Anybody have any questions, Ms. Burrell?
Yeah, I do. Now, you say for 3 jobs? Did you say 3 jobs?
That's what was promised, yes, ma'am. 3 additional jobs. Now, there will likely be more, but that's what we were told to put in the application.
So y'all want us to give y'all tax exempt for 3 jobs? And how much this exemption gonna be?
The exemption amount, bear with me one moment here.
That's 17 million.
It's estimated to be about $240,000 per year across all the millages, not just the parish. That's all 3 millages, or the sheriff, school board, and the parish.
240.
Yes.
Say that again. $240,000.
Between all 3 entities.
Between all 3 millages. The parish is maybe a third of that. Yes. The company is also required to maintain their existing headcount, which is a big deal, especially considering what the changes and the consolidations that are going on with the company. And so as part of this, not only creating 3 jobs, but they do have to maintain their current headcount of 710 jobs. And if they don't create the 3 jobs and they drop below the 710, then this item would come back to you for your ability to either cancel the contract or ding them if they don't meet that commitment.
So you're saying we're locking in employment of 710 jobs for the next 10 years?
Yes, sir.
I thought you said 5 years.
It's a 5-year exemption with the option for a 5-year renewal. Most companies will request the 5-year renewal as long as they're continuing to meet their commitments. So 10-year potential.
And then you have an IP plant shut down close to here recently.
Yes, sir.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so the members at Mansfield know that we make a really strategic blend of products. Sustainable packaging solutions is what we call them now. Lightweight, heavyweight, bright top, medium, and linerboard are all made at the Mansfield mill. So it's our belief that we would not be up for that discussion as well. Obviously, I don't think we'd be filing a tax exemption if that were the case. But yes, sir, we do believe that we are a very strategic mill in our 26 fleet.
You still do the bright top? I thought that was taken away.
There were rumors that it would be going away with another mill taking on a little bit more linerboard, but that, or bright top, excuse me, but that has not happened. We still make about 120,000 tons or more based on the market every year. And we have since I got there in 2020.
And these improvements were maintenance or a new facility?
As part of the program, maintenance is not eligible for the exemption, so those items would normally go on the rolls. This is just for new assets or upgrades to existing assets.
And Mr. Norton, correct me if I'm wrong on the taxes. I think the parish taxes are about 50,000 a year, so the abatement would be 40 for, and we would get 10.
Roughly, yes, sir.
So the parish's side, the parish's portion's about 50,000 a year. Parish would get 10,000. We're abating 40,000 a year.
Good. Mr. Holmes, can I ask a question of these gentlemen?
Yes, go ahead.
The new jobs that are created, I would hope you know the answer to this. Do those include, those new created jobs, are those jobs, they're new jobs, they're not transfers from the mill that just got closed, correct?
That is correct. This application was put in April of last year, and the intent was that these would be net new jobs, not transfers from
Okay.
the other mill.
All right.
Correct. And just to, for a point of clarification, when we have to do our jobs reporting to the LED, they do look at that. We are not able to use a transfer job as a new job. So they do look at these very thoroughly, document that the net new jobs and payroll is met.
And
I just wonder why everybody, all of a sudden, everybody want a tax break. Who gonna pay the tax? Just
I
us,
want
the
one too.
citizens? Me too. I was just second, I put in a request, Mr. Mike.
All right.
Everybody else is.
these
ahead,
three jobs, is that a total of 150,000 for the three new jobs or for each job?
That was that was for total for the three, but as you know, they'll more than exceed that amount per job. That was kind of a
They're
base
hourly
minimum.
or salary?
It could be either hourly or salary, as long as it's a full-time job. It has to be a full-time, working 30 hours or more per week throughout the year in order to count.
So,
Okay,
yeah, I'm sorry. So these jobs, you're not like the last group, they were already hired out and been operating for 6 months. Are these jobs that are coming depending on this, or are they already hired and ready to go?
I believe that they are. We have the data for 2024. I apologize that we haven't had a chance to run the numbers yet, but my understanding is that yes, that they probably, I believe that they already have met that requirement. They're well above 710 jobs currently as we stand today.
okay.
So basically, this is nothing new coming. They're already in place.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anybody else?
They already in
Yes,
place.
Mr. Fuller.
So, I'm a little hard of hearing, but I want to make sure, I don't know if there's a question Mr. Johnson just asked. Are those jobs, when y'all give them, would they be, hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me come back to you. Hold on. I don't miss my, I want to get.
If your question is about the jobs, he said they're already hired.
Oh, thank you. Like I said,
I'll speak louder next time. I
those
apologize.
jobs, if we don't do this, are y'all still coming?
They have already been created. Yes, sir.
Oh, so, but y'all just receive it, you just make sure you're asking for tax. The tax break regardless, because y'all do plan on, so the 700 and some jobs are coming?
The 700 are maintained. There are
They're
existing
the ones
jobs at the mill that will be
Oh,
maintained.
So I guess just to clarify, if we give you this tax abatement, you're guaranteeing us that those 710 jobs will not be lost over a 10-year period.
That is correct. If that plant were to go away, they would have to come and basically cancel the contract.
And if we don't give you this tax abatement, you could decide to get rid of those jobs? Is that what you're saying?
That is correct,
Okay.
without ramification.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, cause see,
The
that's my
700?
concern now, cause y'all just closed camp.
They could close.
What if we
they're
give
saying they can close the
y'all,
mill. If we give them this tax abatement, they're saying they can guarantee the mill won't
Yeah,
close for 10 years.
cause if you get
Well,
the
no,
tax
no. Is
that
abatement,
what he's
who's to
saying?
say
That
y'all
is
ain't
not
gonna
what he
drop
said.
out and close on Mansfield?
First off, let's clarify that. You did not say that you're guaranteeing the jobs. I mean, you're guaranteeing the jobs as long as they're getting the tax abatement. If they do away with the jobs, they will come back and the tax abatement will be null and void. If they do away with any of these 710 jobs, they do away with one job, then this would be null and void, okay? But they're not guaranteeing 10 years. I don't think you're actually saying.
Correct.
You're gonna guarantee the plant will stay open for 10 years.
Thank you, that's correct.
Okay, so let's get that straight.
Yeah.
They're
So
not
if it-
guaranteeing
I wanna
that.
know
So if it closes, do
exactly
they
what
pay
I'm
back the
saying.
tax abatement that they've gotten for 8 years out of the 10?
No, I don't.
They would not get to enjoy the abatement going forward. There are some abatements that go back about 4 years. They have some abatements from the prior 4 years, and if something were to happen, those abatements would come off of the rolls as well. So there's a number of years of abatement currently on the rolls that they would lose at this mill if it were to shut down. I will tell you that we've tried to work with the Campty mill. They had their own reasons for doing the way they did. They did not go after very many of these property tax exemptions, and I'm not saying that that's a reason why that plant was decided, but they did not have the exemptions on the rolls for their plant like Mansfield has done and has been proactive about getting. And so those exemptions, this property tax savings does get factored into the overall metrics as they make these decisions. So it is seen and it is known by the management.
Personally, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we know you're investing in the plant. It's a good thing to know that if you're investing that kind of money, then their intentions are to keep the plant open. If they didn't intend to keep the plant open, they wouldn't have invested that kind of money.
Ms.
to
Thompson,
begin
can
with. I really feel that way.
But even, people do that too, but they invest and, people go bankrupt. They file that as a loss. So, they get the money back. Some companies get the money back. So, you can see that, I see both ways, but, just because they're investing don't mean, and, nobody knows the future, with stuff. Nobody can determine
How
that.
old
but,
was the plant? The plant in Campty was quite a bit older than the one in Mansfield, though, wasn't it?
10 or 20 years, I
Yeah, about
believe.
20 years older.
10, yeah, I believe so, yes,
I
sir.
think so, too.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I mean, y'all, this Mansfield mill still up on the top of the ladder, cause one while there, they was the number 1 plant and number 2 plant. I know my husband gave y'all 35 years.
Yes, ma'am. We're very proud to be Mansfield Mill. We do believe that we are, again, extremely strategic, but also one of the top output for our entire fleet. So we rank, if not one, at 2 in total tons output in our entire fleet.
Okay, cause I'm gonna be mighty upset we give y'all this tax break and then 5 years down the road, be looking on the news talking about y'all in the close.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
all right, any more discussion?
Yeah, I got one, Mr. Holmes. So
Johnson?
the negative part of it, which not necessarily for us, but the negative part of it is if this ITAP doesn't pass tonight, have y'all had any discussion of trying to come out with the pilots so we can do a negotiated rate or anything like that? Is there any comments or discussion in y'all's end? Y'all are,
We haven't talked about that option with the property tax folks, but I think that they would be interested in having that discussion if that was something that was open and on the table.
because for an ITAP, I mean, we have to take action tonight, I think, or, it'll be automatically given to you. So, which I'm not making a recommendation by no means, but I know with a pilot rate, if you do come back, we can negotiate that rate.
Correct.
So, in my personal opinion, y'all have to go to the sheriff's department with this. You have to go to the school board. Have you done those things yet? Do you have any feedback on their part?
No, we haven't gotten any feedback yet from either of those organizations.
Okay.
Generally, we see the sheriff will kind of follow what
committee meeting
the
and
police
then
jury does. Well, so my experience in other parishes has been.
So it's on me, we're kind of, personally, in my personal opinion, we're kind of hamstrung tonight because we have to make a decision. Am I correct on that? we have to make a decision tonight?
Yes, y'all have to make a decision in the affirmative or the negative, and then it goes to a regular
Goes to a
meeting.
regular
And
meeting
that
next
typically
week.
passes with the same number of votes.
Okay, so if we make the decision tonight to vote one way or the other, I mean, that would almost give us time. I mean, I hate to say we want to depend on what the school board or the sheriff's office does, but at the same time, I mean, we're three entities that do work hand in hand. So, okay, that was my question, basically. I think I laid it out pretty thick. Was it loud enough for you over there, Richard?
I mean, why all of a sudden y'all wanna do want a tax break now? That's what I'm not understanding.
So the way that the program works, we came to this board about 3 or 4 years ago, and we got an abatement for a large kind of project that the company did over a 3 or 4 year period. And they've taken the abatement for that project over a 3 or 4 year period. This is kind of a new advance notification is what it's called for the next 2 to 3 years. But this particular before you today is specifically the 2023 asset additions. We will likely be back before you for 2024 asset additions, maybe this summer.
For what, not another tax break? I know.
Every year, the company puts money into the plan, and if they stop putting money in every year, millions of dollars, in order to keep this plant going and upgrades, and if they don't do that, it will begin to deteriorate. So I should have brought that with me, and I apologize I don't have it, but the amount of taxes that the company is paying is well over $500,000, and without these abatements, that could easily start jumping to $1 million within a few years because of the cost of capital investments. The cost of everything has gone up considerably, as you know, since COVID, so.
Y'all got quite a bit of still breaking down. I keep up with IP.
Y'all have had some layoffs out there, haven't you? Y'all had some layoffs?
At the
Mansfield
Mansfield
Mill?
Mill, sir? No, sir.
You had?
No, sir.
Attrition? Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Any headcount reduction would be attrition, people leaving for new jobs, but no layoffs, sir.
Okay.
But to keep this abatement, you would have to hire new ones
Absolutely.
to replace those.
Maintain.
So there's really no attrition to do away with jobs. Attrition just because people got ready to retire. Like
Yes.
Ms. Burrell's husband possibly retired.
Absolutely.
But you had to replace him, according to this, to hold your 710 jobs.
I got a
So
whole bunch
it's
of
not
residents
no
still out there.
attrition doing away with jobs. You know, I personally, I think it's a good thing myself. I mean, there's jurors in here that didn't think twice about giving the solar farm a big tax abatement for 4
Yeah, but we
jobs.
can't give everybody no tax abatement.
No, but we got
Everybody come up in
710
here.
jobs here, and you
just
were
turned
talking
down
about 4
somebody, too.
permanent jobs out there. And that was a place that was built on our tax dollars. So,
We turned down some too. Somebody we just
all right,
turned
no
down.
more
somebody.
discussion, no more discussion, we'll vote.
Oh, when these jobs are, if y'all do these jobs, if y'all let somebody off, how will we know if it left, how will we know about that?
We have to report every year, we have to show all 710 jobs plus the 3 jobs to the Louisiana Department of Economic Development. And we have to provide that report every year, and if they don't meet it, then you will get a letter from the Louisiana Department of Economic Development telling you that the company did not meet the jobs commitment. So we do file that every year with LED.
All right, well, we
Can I-
appreciate it.
Can I get a card?
A card? Yes, ma'am, yes.
So if I want to ask some more questions later on?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
All right, no more discussion, we'll move on. We'll move on to item number H, administrative item. We've never gotten down to a motion. This was guest and
Well,
public,
we'll stay here just in case.
this was all guest and public comments here.
Let the man do his job.
Authorize the president to sign a resolution approving an industrial tax exemption between the Northwest Louisiana Authority and International Paper Company. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Latham, second. I'll second it. All right. I guess we had most of our discussion, so let's vote on this.
Where's my fine?
Uh-oh,
I bet
sure.
you it's in your book.
It's up here.
I bet you're right.
probably is.
There you go.
Yep, it says paper on the back.
At least turn out, then you could have voted twice, man.
You would have never known. 'Cause you hadn't said anything. Johnson. So mine, Miss Burrell.
Let me pray right quick. 'Cause I don't know.
Let's go for it, girl.
Don't y'all leave us.
All right,
Y'all look at that.
motion passes.
Thank you very much.
I do have one question for somebody, and I don't know if I need to ask y'all or Mr. Norton, but we had to have a special meeting for this tonight. And I don't know who dropped the ball on this, whether it's y'all or our office or the Northwest Louisiana Economic Forum or whoever they're called, whatever they're called. But I don't understand why this gets in here right at the last minute,
Me
that we
too.
have to have a special meeting on this.
Louisiana Economic Development requires you take action within so many days, and things have to go through committee. Y'all have expressed that many times. It must go through committee, so this was the time to do this at the committee at the request of the president.
Okay, but they know when we have committee. I'm certainly know when our committee meetings are. They can turn it in to us prior to our last week's meeting. You know, we had a meeting last Monday, committee meeting. It should have been turned in Thursday prior to that, so it would be on the agenda for our committee meeting last Monday. No reason to keep having special meetings like this. I don't think there's anybody here that wants to be here tonight for anything like this.
I left working on my house to come out here.
See there? That's right.
Yep, I mean,
Well, let's
'cause
find out. Get in touch with that man, or I'll call him. If you give me his number, I'll call him. Find out why we can't get this put in. You know, Northwest Louisiana, whatever his name is.
Louis-
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
A motion second, all in favor? Aye. Very good. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You get to run the next one, too.
don't forget my card.
Oh, really? Ms. Rodriguez is not here? All right, we'll move right along with our road committee meeting.
It's in my car.
Okay.
All right, a call to order, call for additions and deletions to the road committee. All right, guest and public comments? All right, road items. Number one, authorize the president to sign a cooperative endeavor agreement with the town of Stonewall for a drainage system on Twin Oaks. It's updating material cost on a prior authorization. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
I have a motion by Mr. Latham,
Second.
second by Mr. Johnson. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, I'm like you, Mr. Tom, I wanna know why this, in this special meeting, why this couldn't have waited till,
Again, it has to go through committee first, and y'all are gonna, and this is gonna, both these items will be on the regular meeting at the next meeting.
now,
The
yeah, but
town-
it could've
in-
went
in
through
order-
committee on Monday.
Right, in order to try to move on this, get this drainage project done within the next month or two, we had to put it on there to get it through regular meeting. So,
You weren't gonna call a special meeting just for this one?
no, not at all.
He
No,
just
we
put
took
this one
benefit
on
of,
there.
we took the benefit of having the special
Having the
meeting
meeting,
tonight
go ahead and put this
to
one on there.
update these, because town of Stonewall's already approved spending the additional
Now, see,
money.
you know that's why I got a problem with this now. When I ask for stuff, I can't get it. It got to go through committees.
Well, tonight is a committee meeting.
And we can take this kind of stuff and then put it on these special. That ain't right.
Well, it's going through committee.
It's this committee
This
meeting
is the
tonight.
committee. It's a special meeting for the road committee.
What exactly are we doing? They requiring the police jury, they paying for it?
We had this was part of the, they originally signed, during Steve's administration in 2016 as part of the 2016 FEMA project. The CEA that the jury authorized was in 2018 and reflected those material costs. We're finally getting to the point where we can do this project. And I insisted that we update the CEA for current costs so the jury wouldn't be paying for those additional costs for materials. So the original costs were around $30,000 for materials. It's more than doubled since 2018. That's why this was brought before y'all.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. When we be doing these CEAs with these towns and stuff, who pay the majority of the money? Cause I know Stonewall used to contractors, the real contractors, and they way more expensive.
It depends on the type of
In-house.
project, but y'all have an agreement with all the towns to do, the towns cover the material costs, the jury would cover any labor
Yeah,
involved.
but you know, what I don't like about that, because all the towns can't afford to do this, so they get to take advantage of it. I'm just giving y'all what the truth is. They get to take advantage of it, where the other towns in townships can't afford it. Know what I'm saying? They can't afford to pay for all these materials and stuff. So we know who reached the benefit. What I'm saying is, plus, they always use the contractors.
Stonewall
And,
don't waste money on a fire department and a police department either.
Who, what you mean, why is it a waste of money? Why is it a waste of money?
The fire department comes to us for money to supplement their fire department, so it's a waste of money to me.
Why is it a waste of money?
The parish should take it over.
Why? Cause yeah, that's
Because
what
they
y'all
can't-
want the parish to take it over.
Because you're saying
No,
Mansfield
sir.
can't fund the fire
We want-
department.
Yeah, we can fund it. And just like I say, if it's a waste of money, why are they protecting all these buildings? Nearly every building DeSoto Parish owns. That's who protects it. Even International Paper Company calls when our fire department is the one go down there. So first, I ain't gonna let you just put my time down to me it's a waste of money, cause it's not. Anytime anything happen, who the first somebody on scene? I called 911 3 times. They never did make it. But who came?
parish.
Mansfield Fire. Be the first ones on the scene. At every emergency it is.
The parish.
No, they don't.
parish
No, it
can.
don't be no parish. You need to
Alright,
talk what you know. You
Let's
don't
stick-
live in
Let's stick to the
Mansfield.
subject as far as the town of Stonewall.
But he don't need to be, y'all
That's
think
correct.
it's
We'll-
all
we'll
right
stick-
for him to be called himself, putting to my, they a waste of money.
You're not even on the committee, and you up here wasting our time.
You're a juror.
I'm a juror. I don't care if I am. I ain't on no
Alright,
committee.
All right, order.
Y'all gonna have to,
Alright. Okay. The issue here is the town of Stonewall. It's a CEA that we've already approved, or was already approved, but the cost has gone up since it was approved.
Yes.
The town of Stonewall is going to foot that extra cost.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not gonna cost the jury anything. Is that
Correct.
correct? All right.
For the labor it is.
For the labor, yes.
Yeah, and I wanna know how much that labor gonna be.
All right.
We'll get it through committee and then we can find out.
All right, any more discussion? All right, vote.
I know it's me.
All right, motion passed. That's all we have. Have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a motion, second. All right, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
All right, we are
Tell
adjourned.
you what I'm saying, 'cause your granddad used to tell us all the time. Stonewall needs to pay some taxes so they can buy some wheelbarrows and trucks and stuff and do their
No,
own
I don't,
work.
I mean, I don't disagree.